on. Wednesday again. How's
crap! It's
everyone
Wednesday.
doing?
I thought it was Saturday. Crap!
No,
All right, I'll see you. I'm in the wrong
Wednesday.
show. Kidding.
What's going on, guys?
Hey now, it's
Hey
Wednesday
there.
night, man.
What's up,
You got it.
Frankenbutt?
Halenville live a little bit after 9 o'clock on Wednesday, August 17th, 2022.
Yes.
Fruitcake Tony alongside Brendan B. Squared and Charles Green down there.
How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Excellent.
It's good to see you all.
We are
Yes.
doing good.
Yes.
Um,
What are we doing today, T?
we have a special show. You got it, B. We are gonna listen
It's
to
not a
Van
spoiler.
Halen 1.
it's not-
We are, dude.
It's not a spoiler. We've been talking about it.
Yes. So we're gonna listen to Van Halen 1. This is our fourth live interactive listening party. And what we're going to do at about the 45 minute mark, we're going to listen to Van Halen 1 all together. So your means of your music, whether it's another window, your home stereo, the boom box behind you, get Van Halen 1. Okay, you can do it now. No rush. But cue up Van Halen 1 and pause it. All right? All right. So
I can't wait, guys. I cannot wait
we're all
for this.
going to listen to Van Halen 1 together
Yeah, I can't wait either. Man.
on YouTube.
I haven't
This
heard
is the
this
greatest album by the greatest band. This is the album that started it all. It literally the beginning of the American invasion to the world.
Yeah, man.
I believe I'm quoting Greg Renoff.
I haven't heard it front to back for a long time, so
Well, we are
looking forward to it.
I'm proud to
Yes.
say I have.
but we're
Yeah.
going to have a very interesting perspective on Van Halen 1. Our very special guest
Yes.
tonight
Yes.
has a really close kinship with Van Halen 1. If you don't know already, we'll be telling you. But yeah, very excited to listen to Van Halen 1 with all of you guys. We get to jam out for 35 glorious minutes and probably 35 minutes. Somewhere along in there. So let's go ahead and bring in the man himself, Simon Hosford. There he is, dude.
Hey everybody, how we doing?
Yes.
Good, man.
Welcome to Halenville, Simon.
Hey,
Thank you
Simon.
very much. So good to see all your smiling faces.
Great to
Charles,
see you.
Brendan, Tony. How
Yes.
we doing all the way over there? Good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're
man.
good, brother. We're good.
Yeah, man.
Look, just right out of the gate, we got to know when you come to the States, man. Because
Yeah.
I'm on like a very short bucket list right now, and
Good
you are
question.
on it. Okay,
Yes, good
me and
question.
Tony, we want to see you, man.
I'm actually in talks at the moment with a kind of a manager type, sort of a creative manager guy in New Zealand. And we're really trying to get it overseas, and the States will be the first place we come. But we'd be looking at probably in an ideal world, maybe early next year sometime. But that, I mean, it could be mid next year by the time we organize it all, of course.
East Coast. East Coast. East Coast.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll definitely not be skipping any coast. So
Simon, it's always great to see you, brother.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
this is going to be fun
yeah, really fun.
to listen to this piece of music with you. And there are some key reasons why that we're going to get into. But before we do, I want to recognize these fine folks I see over here in this chat. We'll start right at the bottom. Dwight Bailey. There
Come
he
on,
is.
Dwight. Hey,
Thanks
brother.
for being here. Keith Campbell.
Keith, good to see you.
Christopher Live Sawa.
Yeah.
Christopher, what's up?
Ed's here. Holly Lewis is here.
Oh,
Thomas Santiago is here. Gretch
Thomas.
Zeppelin is here.
Gretch.
Dan in New Jersey.
damn, it's good to see you, bro.
Let's scroll up. Ryan Hall is here. Hey, dude.
Ryan,
Jeff
good to see
K.
you, bro. Jeff.
There he is.
Right on, Jeff.
They're all
Nice
coming
to
in.
see you again, dude.
Nice.
Edwin Crane.
Edwin, it's good to see
What's
you, bro.
going on, bro?
Nice to see
I'm
everybody.
scrolling. I am.
Ronnie Parfait, how you doing?
Hey, Ronnie.
Ronnie,
Ryan
what's
Hall,
going on, bro?
Ryan Hall just popped in. Did you say Ryan? I don't know if you did.
Yeah, Ryan. said,
Joe
"Don't worry."
Ochipinti.
Oh yeah, that's my guy that does all my guitars. Hey Joe, legend.
Hey, welcome
Right
to
on.
Halenville, bro. It's good to see
Yeah.
you, man.
Nice.
I'm still scrolling up. Paulie Walnuts is here. Yo, dude.
Molly,
Hey,
Good
Paulie.
to
Hope
see
you're
you,
feeling
bro.
good, Paulie.
Nice. The Axe.
right
Adam
on,
Roach. Right there.
Adam.
Hey Adam,
Hey,
how you
Adam.
doing?
Hey,
Brother
Adam.
from another mother down under.
Right there,
Christopher Livesow. Have I said
bro.
him?
Christopher,
Yes.
what's going on, bro?
Yeah, you
Holly
did.
Lewis. Have I said her? Yes.
I
You
don't
can
know.
say Holly twice. It's perfectly acceptable.
That's what I
You
did.
Yeah,
You could
The
say
name's
Sawa
so-
twice too because he's so tall.
The name's
This
so
is-
nice. You've got to say it twice.
That's
Yeah,
it.
welcome everyone. Nice to see you guys. Hope your week's going good so far. It's always a good night to get to talk Van Halen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it gets to be a great night when you get to talk Van Halen, Simon Hosford, and then it gets to be a really great night when you get to listen to Van Halen 1 with Simon Hosford.
It's just
Hey, just listening to Van Halen 1 is always good with me. Always. Why not? You know.
Simon,
Right on.
tell me, what was your first experience with this album? Do you remember?
Well, yeah, I
Good
do pretty clearly actually. My Van Halen journey started with my guitar teacher at the time, who was my guitar teacher for 6 years from when I was a kid. Started pretty young with him, and he had all these students much older than me, and so they would bring him stuff that they wanted to learn. You know, whether that was Van Halen or Van Malmsteen, it didn't matter. But so, and then he was not really interested in that kind of style of music, you know, so he would just pass their cassettes straight onto me. He said, listen, I'm not into this, but I think you're going to love it. So he handed me one day, I think I was about 12 years old, someone had made like a compilation cassette, you know, it was like a 90 minutes of hand-picked tunes from actually the first 7 Van Halen records.
Oh, wow.
cool.
Which, as everyone knows, is all the David Lee Roth stuff plus 5150.
Sure.
And it was all kind of jumbled together, but it was chronological. So the very start of side A on that cassette was a whole bunch of stuff from Van Halen 1. And so I didn't really experience it at first as an album on its own. I experienced that with all this other stuff, which was actually, I'm really grateful for that, because I got this amazing overview of the breadth of styles of Van Halen and the journey that all their albums went on, but I got it in one hit, you know?
Wow.
And actually...
Wow. How could you
Jay
survive
Turner.
that, dude?
well,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I don't need to tell you, it was pretty life-changing when you're 12 years old. And even though I grew up playing classical guitar, I did just enough work on my classical guitar lessons to make the teacher happy. But I was always listening to putting on FM radio and just strumming the crap out of my nylon string guitar, like along with rock and pop rock and stuff like that. So it was very clear that was really what turned me on way more. But of course, I'd never heard any Van Halen up until that point. Maybe I think around that time, Why Can't This Be Love could have been a single on the radio.
Mhm.
But I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Because Why Can't This Be Love wasn't on the compilation tape. So
Interesting.
it sort of didn't really put it together at first. But yeah, so look, I don't need to tell all you guys and everyone in the chat how listening to a compilation of the first 7 Van Halen records when you're 12 years old and learning guitar was like, what the hell? And my Van Halen journey really started from there. It wasn't until I was a teenager and going off to vinyl record stores to buy records that I started actually buying the Van Halen albums as separate vinyl, you know, which was great because then, of course, there's all these hidden gems that weren't on the compilation tape because it wouldn't fit. So there was probably only, I don't know, maybe like four songs from like half of each album. So then I'd go buy these vinyl records and all over again could discover all these new Van Halen songs that I'd never heard before. So it was like all these beautiful little Easter eggs, you know. So really, in that sense, I feel very lucky that I got to discover Van Halen that way. And it also meant that because I grew up in an era where they just changed over singers, and of course, you know, we all talk ad nauseum about, you know, David Lee Roth versus Sammy and what our preferences are and stuff like that. But because I had some
Well,
Sammy
we all know
stuff,
what the right answer is. So.
well, of course we do. Of course we do. Of course we do.
I'm joking.
And,
I'm kidding, right?
No, I'm not kidding. We all
I'm
know what the
joking.
right answer is. But I was also lucky in that the culture shock of being an existing Van Halen fan through the David Lee Roth era, and then, you know, shifting to Sammy, where obviously you've got a different looking singer, you've got a different sounding singer, the songs sound different, and the whole production really sounded different at that point. But because I already got a taste of that from my compilation tape, it really didn't mean anything to me. I already accepted that was part of the Van Halen sound. So even in that way, I got pretty lucky. You know, I didn't have to decide which I liked more. I liked them both.
That is a strange number when you say you got the first 7, because when you talk Van Halen and you say the first, it's the first 6, you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. But just chronologically, of course, I mean the first 7. So I got a smattering of some 5150 stuff in there, which I love too. And it was right at the end of side B. So just when my ears had adapted to, you know, Ed's different sound and the different sound of the record and different singer, I could turn the side and go straight back to Van Halen 1, Running with the Devil, you know.
Simon, was that shocking to you at all? Did you have any moment where you were like, whoa, or anything like that at all? Because, you know, everybody's Van Halen journey is different. We all discovered them differently and absorbed their whole catalog at a different rate and a different time. Your story's unique. This is interesting.
Well, I tell you what I find fascinating, Charles, about this whole Van Halen community that we're all a part of is that every single person's Van Halen story is completely unique. And hearing everybody else's always makes me smile, because it's when we talk about the legacy of Ed that he's left behind, but really one of the most beautiful parts about that is that he's touched everyone, even though they've come into Van Halen at different parts of their lives, or from a different album, or from maybe going out, like for you guys that got to see them play shows much more than we did. So hearing how Ed infiltrated everybody, but in a different way, with a different kind of entrance, I find that endlessly fascinating. And I think it just goes to show the power of the music that they wrote, you know.
His music, and when I say his music, I certainly do not mean to take away from all the members involved in everything that he ever put out there.
And of course, neither do I.
But it's amazing how deep it goes into people's lives, and it touches them and affects them. It's very interesting. And
R2, what's up, bro?
What's going on, bro? It's good to see you, man. Yeah, that's cool, Simon. Thank you, bro. Thank you, brother.
Oh, of course.
Very cool.
That's what we're here to talk about is Van Halen 1. But that was my exposure to it, as jumbled up with other stuff.
So for those of you that are just jumping in a little while, we're all gonna listen to Van Halen 1. This is our 4th interactive listening party. So if your means of accessing Van Halen 1, grab it, cue it, and pause it.
Yep.
And we're gonna in a few short minutes. So
we'll say press play.
Probably at about quarter of.
Have you guys heard the there's some footage somewhere of isolated lyrics of David Lee Roth singing "Running with the Devil"? It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
it's awesome, and you get to hear every little breath in between the phrases, and you can kind of hear him almost. He does that kind of almost jazz Louis Armstrong mumble under his voice as he's getting ready to sing. He does that. It's almost like a car revving, getting ready to sing the phrase.
I still don't know wonderful. How he's like. I mean, you're in the back. You're like, yeah. I can't do that, but he's doing little screams in the back. Well, how the hell does he do that? So cool though.
For a guy who people knock about saying he can't sing, he's really a wonderful singer.
He's got great tone.
Actually, that would be a great for anyone that says, David Lee Roth was never that good a singer or whatever. They should listen to the isolated vocal of "Running with the Devil," and I guarantee it would change their mind. It's really quite something.
It changed my mind because before I heard that, it's the same thing. I knew he could sing because of course you listen to the albums, but you're like, well, that's an album, so that's engineered and this and that. But even so, you get that isolated. You're like that dude's got pipes. He can sing.
Yeah. Back in the early '80s, there was no way for him to mask live performances.
Right.
He was right there in front of us. I was fortunate enough to see him several times in the 80s. And let me say this, not only could that guy sing wonderful, wonderful vocals, the best lyrics on the planet.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful guitar player. He's more into like rockabilly and things of that nature, but he can play guitar really well. He just doesn't show it. He's a Renaissance man.
Well, it's hard to really show that when you got Ed next to you, Charles. You kind of get overshadowed just a little bit.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. But I think that we would all agree that's why the combination of all four of them, but especially Roth and Ed. Ed's a guitar player, and if David Lee Roth was a singer's singer, like someone that could sing, like Mariah Carey, but a male, like that kind of thing is what I mean.
That
where
kind
you
of
just
range,
got incredible training and stuff.
Right.
It almost wouldn't have worked as good. You needed someone that was the complete opposite of a virtuoso. So I would say that David Lee Roth was a virtuoso as a showman, and also. Absolutely. The character his voice to me always sounded like it was way more like old jazz bass. So if you put like Louis Armstrong and Frank Sinatra in a cup and stirred it and then turbocharged it with hydrochloric acid, then you kind of get. Whereas Ed was classically trained. He was a player's player, and I think the way that the yin and the yang came together was absolutely perfect, and it was what I always loved about the band. And you're right, the lyrics were amazing, even when they were doing like a softer, almost more like a love song, like Secrets or So This Is Love or something like that, and they're essentially almost romantic. They're still super interesting lyrics. They were never cheesy and cookie cutter,
Right.
Yeah.
Secrets. Is it
Great
really
song,
a love song? Is it really a love song, or is it? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. During
what I mean.
Man, when Dave would hit the stage and he'd do Ice Cream Man, that was him, a guitar, a microphone, and thousands of people.
Yeah.
Impressive. Impressive on any scale from anything I've seen since then to now.
Drunk or sober?
It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It did not matter.
Didn't matter.
I assumed he was. In the early days, he was. They were just a party band. They set the benchmark. It's right here, and everyone else tried to touch it. That's pretty much how it went.
They had fun. Everybody had fun in that band. And you could see it. It came across.
Set the standard.
It came across. I forget where I read it, and I've seen it a bunch of times, saying that.
Jerry, it's good to see you, Bill.
Eddie, just like you could tell. He was happy all the time playing.
Yeah.
And you could
just couldn't get the smile off his face.
Right, exactly. And I just read another thing today though. I don't know. It was on one of the groups, the EVH groups. I'm sure some of you guys saw it. It was like no one's walking down the street humming a Yngwie Malmsteen tune, and it was about Eddie. So it's like you're humming that. But and he just brings out a goodness and a happiness vibe whenever you hear it.
100%. And actually on that, Brendan, you know, I actually think one of the main things that I learned from Eddie Van Halen, because it wasn't long after I got that compilation cassette that, of course, Live Without a Net came out. That was probably only a year later or something. So then I got to see that, and I was like, oh, man, look how much fun they're having. But the truth is, I could already tell through just listening to the cassette. You can hear how much fun they're having even in the recordings, you know.
Yeah.
But Live Without a Net changed me in a very meaningful way, in that I was lucky I got to see it so young. I would have been 13 years old. And it really, I think I got more from just watching the joy of Eddie playing guitar as a guitarist and deciding who I wanted to be, you know, when I grew up and if I did it professionally, than even the notes that he played. That was imprinted on me far more. And so,
you can tell that in your playing too.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
You have a lot of fun. Hell yeah.
You have a lot of fun, Simon. You're always smiling when you're playing.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like you have a great time, which is awesome to see. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody
even when I was
should.
doing like crazy, you know, rock fusion stuff with Virgil Donati, I still would, you know, I don't want to be a toe gazer, and just because it's mathematical music where you can't have some fun. So the other guys were a bit more serious, you know, and I'd always be looking at them like throwing picks and stuff, and they're just like, dude, what are you doing? Chill out. And I was like, come on, this should be fun. Even if it's complicated, it should still be fun, you know. So
thanks, Ed. Ed said that Gene Simmons was the one that quoted that with the
okay.
thing.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, Ed.
So Simon, fast forward to 2019. The Melbourne Guitar Show, and so that Van Halen 1 that is so awesome it's up on your YouTube channel, and it is also, I've included it, kids, in the description down below. 2019 Van Halen 1 Melbourne Guitar Show. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So that's how we found you, Simon. That's how we learned who you were, bro.
And it's not only that, it's how I found you guys, and it's how I've now become friends with everyone in the chat too. You know, it's like this wider community that really before that I didn't even know was there. It sort of it opened all those doors, and I was telling you guys in the green room, but I can probably summarize it for everyone in the chat, that it was never intended for me to film that and put it on YouTube. That kind of happened by accident. The Melbourne Guitar Show was just meant to be, you know, a closed event in the room that it was in. And when we turned up there for sound check, there were all these cameras, and there was like an OB van outside with a multi-track recording system, and I was like, well, hang on, what's all this? This is not in the contract. And they said, no, we're going to stream it live. And I was like, yeah, okay. Well, I wish I had known that. I might have worn something different for a start. But anyway, but so we went with it. But as it happened, something went wrong with the multi-track recording, and only the right channel had come through, which obviously when I watched it back, I mean, it sounded awful, really, really awful. And luckily, because it wasn't in the contract, I had the power to say, listen, we need to pull that down because it's just not good enough. But if you want to give the multi-tracks and all the video camera angles to me, I'll see if I can whip it into shape, you know. So they agreed to that. They gave me all the stuff, and
Simon, had it actually gone out live though?
Yes.
So sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry to hear that.
No, look, that's just how it is sometimes. And you know, I mean, I'm not a stick in the mud with those things. If they had have given me a heads up they're going to live stream, would have been no issue for me. I would have said, okay, cool, that's how we're doing it. It was only that it wasn't mentioned, you know, and that's a pretty big detail to leave out, I would think. But anyway, if it had have been awesome and the recording was good, great. It would have just stayed up the way it was. Sure. But it gave me the opportunity to mix it the way I thought it should sound. And it gave me also the opportunity to find, because obviously they were editing camera angles on the fly, like a live news show or something, gave me the opportunity to really find the best shots of everyone else in the band. When Jerry's doing a drum fill, I could put it on him, stuff like that. So I uploaded it to the YouTube channel when it was done, because I was like, well, that turned out pretty good, really, considering we sort of got it back together.
Simon, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to make sure I heard this right. You edited and did all of that video on YouTube of you guys doing VH1?
Yeah, I did the mix and I did the camera editing as well.
I did not know that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's good because I can make sure the camera's always on me. No, I'm kidding. But, no, it's
I wonder what was going on, man.
It is a great video. Yeah, it's a great video all the way around.
Work, brother.
Yeah, look, it's because of the way that we know that the Van Halen quartet is. It was really, and you know, Jerry, Jason, and Dave put so much work into playing all those parts note for note. It was really important to me that if there's a cool bass thing, I want that camera to be on the bass. And if there's a cool Alex Van Halen thing, I want the camera to be on the drums. Whereas because it was a guitar festival, I'm sure you can imagine, the original edit was just pretty much all on me. And I was like, no. So it gave me the opportunity to do that as well. And anyway, so I put it up on the YouTube channel once it was done, and I gave them a copy, of course, because that was the deal.
Sure.
And really through that, I mean, I had no idea as many people would watch it as have wanted to watch it. And it was through that, of course, as you say, that I met you guys. I've met everyone in the chat, and now feel, you know, part of this wonderful Van Halen community. And really, it's funny how they say in life, nothing happens by accident and everything happens for a reason. At the time, I was really upset that they didn't tell me they were live streaming it. And then I was upset that the live stream turned out so shit. And
So you said they only recorded, what you got was just one side is how it went.
One side. So even, for example, you know, if you pulled up the Facebook live stream, even afterwards, because they left it up, and put your headphones in, only one speaker had sound. So it was, if that makes sense. So half the information was missing, you know. And because I told them I wanted my dry guitar sound panned on one side and my reverb sound panned on the other, just like on the album, of course, what happened? There was hardly any guitar in the mix. So the whole thing was just, it was ridiculous. But anyway, because of those two mistakes happening, is now the reason that I'm even talking to you guys. So isn't it funny how things work?
Yeah, it's weird.
All roads lead to Van Halen, brother. That's what.
Oh, that's right. All roads lead to Van Halen.
All roads, baby.
Never a truer statement. So there you go.
That's awesome, Simon. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is it. It's because that we discovered, and I remember the night we did, like Simon Hosford. Yeah.
Thanks. And you know, that probably leads pretty well into, I know Ed and a few people in the chat have of course been asking where the Corner Hotel show video, where that's at. The only reason for the insane hold up, guys, is because it's the same situation. I'm doing all the video editing and I'm doing the mix for the whole thing as well. I haven't given it to a third party to get that done. And the last few months, since May, in Australia, the Australian music scene has really taken off again. And so there's a lot of interstate touring, and I've spent a lot of time back on the road since that Corner Hotel show. So it's in its final stages of tweaks and everything. I promise it'll be out soon, but that's what the holdup is because I'm doing it all myself.
That is so cool.
It'll be worth the wait. I promise it'll be worth the wait.
I hope so.
I'm guaranteeing it'll be worth the wait.
No. It's going to come out great, and obviously, I'm taking my time, sort of picking at the nuances because I know once it's up, it's going to stay up, and I want everyone to enjoy it as much as possible. So
yeah. So those of you just rolling in tonight, here in just a few couple moments, we're gonna venture into listening to Van Halen 1. So if you have a means to pull up Van Halen 1 to listen with us, go ahead and cue it up now and pause it.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right.
Hey, and can you fellas give me just a minute or two before we do that? I just have to attend to something super quick and turn it off, and then I'll be right back.
Yes, no rush.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no rush.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
You're
All
good,
right.
man. Shreddy, how are you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man.
So tonight, at some point, we're going to do trivia as well. And we still have one last David Lee Roth
Man.
backstage
That is
pass
one of my
we're gonna
favorites.
play with until we venture into after show passes.
Nice. Nice.
Ooh, those are nice.
Very nice.
But you got to get.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this tonight.
Give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut.
Here's a bottle. Nice bottle. Hadn't shown you guys this.
What you got, Tony? What are we looking at here, brother?
I've got a bottle of this, a regular size bottle.
Is that tequila?
Yeah, and this
nice.
is a little bitty bottle. I've never seen a little bitty.
Cabo. That's cool, man.
Oh, that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Hey, Tony, I got a package from you. Is that for now or then?
I don't know. Hold it
Hold
up.
it up. Hold it up. Show him what he sent you.
I don't know.
Hold him up, man. Let's see who's
This one, Tony. This one.
Saturday?
Yeah, you can
that
open
today?
up that one.
Ooh,
Okay.
look at that.
You let me know.
Yeah.
Just tell me when.
Open it up, dude.
Okay.
Why not, man?
Crack that sucker
I'm
open.
a sucker for unboxings, dude.
I hate hanging on to this stuff anyway. Jeez. This is interesting. Okay.
It's a new car. Oh, just kidding.
Jeez, Tony.
Man, it's grapes, dude.
No, it's not. It's not.
Did you tape it up like I do, Tony?
Jeez, this is a Brendan job right here, you guys. Oh my goodness.
I didn't
this is
tape it up.
pretty freaking ridiculous, actually.
Whole roll of tape you got to use. Just kidding.
No, it's a zip
Jesus.
lock.
Yeah,
I
but
got
you
it
taped
is,
it all the way around it, and it's tape. And he did like 3 revolutions, Brendan. So I might as well be in handcuffs right now. This is major. I'm going to get through it, though, guys. It'll be all right. Hang on a
I
second.
didn't send that to you. Tony's just taking
Oh,
it.
yeah. So,
Oh, man.
my goodness.
Oh, sweet.
Tony,
Nice.
Right
look at
on.
this.
Awesome sauce.
Andy Carson.
Andy,
That's
I want to
cool.
thank you, brother.
That is
This
cool
is-
as hell.
Incredibly cool.
Very
And
nice.
it's really, really touching, brother. I thank you so much, man.
That's
I really
good.
appreciate this. I will rock the heck out of this shirt.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I got one too. Thanks, dude.
Nice.
Right on.
Looks awesome. Hey, I heard you guys say, give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut to go. It strikes me that would be a really cool name for a David Lee Roth tribute show. Bottle of anything and a glazed donut.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Yep.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, you couldn't go with the second one alone because that, glazed donut kind of, I mean,
Doesn't
I guess you
doesn't
could-
quite. Yeah.
doesn't, no, and more you may like, what's that, a punk band? No. So, could be construed as a bunch of different things. So yeah, I like that though.
That's Van Halen 1.
That's
There
like
we
the Brady
go.
Bunch.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I always point the wrong way.
Always.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. You got a 50-50 50% chance of getting that right, and you always get it wrong.
Yeah, 50% chance of getting it right, and 100% chance you get it wrong every time.
Yeah, you know what that's like? It's like USB sticks, you know, flash.
Dude.
Which way you put it. 50-50 chance. Why do I
wrong.
Always put it wrong the first time?
Wrong. Flip it. Wrong. Flip it back.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's right.
Everybody cue up Van Halen 1. I'm going to go grab some tea.
Got my cup of tea.
And when I get back, we're going to roll it for 35 minutes. Van Halen 1.
While he's gutting that, Simon, I don't know if you saw what Keith Campbell made for me.
And I'll be right back.
Check. It's a little Frankenbutt pickle. Because
I love it.
I know I 3D print these. Like they're actually little planters because they have little holes in them. But I sent him one, and he painted it, and it's freaking. He has a little. He's got a little dime here. It's a dime.
That is must-have swag, guys.
But it's so cool. So him and I are going to work together, and we'll probably get a couple of these made, sent out to people. But yeah.
Well, you got to do that. That is so cool. Yeah. It's like the fig leaf. It's the modesty dime, you know?
Yeah, the modesty dime. But it's cool. Dime. So cool. He did a great job on it. And these little things are not easy to paint, you know, but he did an amazing job on it.
Keith, that looks awesome.
It's so cool. Awesome. I was so happy to get that. It's kind of cool. Awesome. I figured you'd dig that, you know.
Oh, I definitely dig it. So, you know, when you make a couple more, let me know which account to put the money in. I want one.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, we'll all talk. I'm gonna send a few, 3D print them out, a couple more, and I'll send them out to Keith, and you know, yeah,
awesome.
It'll be awesome.
Super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking back in the green room before Tony gets back, and you're touring now, right? So you got a gig tonight, I think. So.
Yeah, it's Thursday morning here in Australia land, and I've got a gig tonight with an Australian artist called Daryl Braithwaite, who had a lot of hits in the 70s with his band Sherbet, and then he had a lot of hits in the 80s as a solo artist. So he's sort of one of Australia's more well-known, not dissimilar to, you know, like, who am I thinking of? His name's escaping me right now. It's from the Power Plant and a bunch of things, but then went solo. That doesn't matter. Anyway, you know what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Robert something.
Yeah.
Robert Palmer.
That's it.
Robert Palmer.
Yeah.
And too, Simon, Men at Work just played here last week in Raleigh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing missing, Simon, was you, brother.
I know. Look, I would have loved to be there. I mean, as you guys know, I did a lot of years touring with Men at Work when they reformed in '96.
Yeah.
And we toured the States and South America a lot of times. Actually, they were very popular there. So cool. That was those South American tours. I'll always look back on fondly. They were a lot of fun. The South American people are just gorgeous, and they were fun days for sure.
I still have a lot of Men at Work on my playlist. On my phone. I listen to it often.
I know.
Yeah. And Colin Hayes now, you know, he's been very successful with his solo album since then as well. And sometimes he goes out with the full band, like Men at Work. And then sometimes you might see him coming through town just on his own with a bunch of acoustic guitars and doing a theater. And I promise, if you ever get the chance to see that show, it is awesome because he tells all these road stories and stuff in between the songs. He's an excellent raconteur and storyteller. It's a really fun and amazing night of music. So if you get a chance to see him solo in a theater, please go.
Yeah, nice.
Will. Yeah,
right on.
Very cool.
That's so awesome.
Hey, Amanda Coombs is in the chat. It's good to see you.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. How you doing?
What's up, Amanda?
All right, kids. The time is quarter till.
Are we pressing play?
We are gonna push play.
You gonna give us
a countdown?
Yeah. We're gonna so you are, if you're just joining us, this is our 4th interactive listening party. We are gonna listen to Van Halen 1 here on YouTube all together. So cue that up now and pause it. guys ready?
Ready.
Are we ready?
Ready.
This is Van Halen 1 in its entirety. You won't be able to hear any music here on YouTube. So have your source for Van Halen 1, and we'll start it in 5, 4.
Keep counting.
Go.
Go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yep, there's the horns.
We're playing.
I better turn it down a little bit.
No, turn it up.
Well, then I can't hear you guys. All right, I got a happy medium.
We're all going to be bopping our heads at a slightly different time, probably.
Scream when Dave does. Oh,
yeah. There's that brown sound of that snare drum. Jeez.
Uh-huh.
In concert, I heard him do this in the Forum in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I can remember the look on everyone's faces. I've seen this not only working for West Security, but as a fan there with my friends and everything. So I've got to see it going and coming. And the look on people's faces in a Van Halen show are priceless. They're priceless. All the guys want to be Eddie, or they want to be Dave, or they want to be Mike, or they want to be Alex, and you can see who's looking at who they want to be the most.
That's right.
Pick it out. It's just fantastic.
And
every time I hear this album, I'm like 18, 17 years old again. Just period. I can't listen to this album without flashing back and having memories from high school right off the bat. I was a junior in high school when this came out, essentially. The summer between 78 and 79 was an incredible summer.
I was 10 years old when it came out.
Yeah. I bet it was, Charles, and I will be forever jealous that you got to see that stuff.
I tell stories about it from time to time, Simon. I think you too when I tell them, bro.
I know. Like I've heard them, bro. I've been hearing your stories on the various shows, and I love them. I really do, and I know everybody else does too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And how about everybody's face too when they first heard Eruption, which obviously is next, but you just like,
it's just open.
What
mouths.
Happened? What is? Yeah, you're like
of open mouths.
What is that? I want to hear more of it right now.
Well, I mean, I remember that my brain exploded because I was only 12 years old and I could play classical guitar good enough that I sort of understood the mechanics of it. But of course, because I didn't even play electric guitar really yet, I was just like, how is he making it scream like that? It sounded like he had an animal by the tail and the animal was talking and screaming,
Yep.
And I can't even imagine what it would have been like to be like a 20-year-old guitarist that was already playing in bands and then hearing that.
You'd be like,
yeah.
That's when you just put all your stuff in a bin and just throw it out because you're like, that's it, I'm done. I can't do that. But you know what?
No. Look, I mean, I'm sure there are some people that did. I was lucky because I was so young. Yeah. It didn't occur to me how scared to be.
Yeah.
One of the very first impressions I got of Van Halen when Eddie would hit at like an 8 chord, or he'd hit a barred, chord, and it would ring out. It would be so crisp and clear and in tune. It would be so in tune. And every single year, he got better and better and better. And he always had something new every single year. Some new this or some new that, some gizmo or gadget. He was a tinkerer, period. And you got to see it in every show.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'd just like to say before the album gets too far through, Running with the Devil has got everything that you know about Van Halen from the first song. You've got those beautiful Beach Boys backing vocals that come in. Burp. You've got Roth screaming. You got Ed's guitar brown sound. You got Alex's snare brown sound. All bang, first song. You got it all. That's like, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I think Michael Anthony's very underrated as a you know, backup vocalist. You know, because it's so iconic. You know,
so sound. Iconic. Such a huge part of the sound.
Yeah, no one else can do it.
Andrew's here with us.
Hey, Andrew. How you doing, brother?
What's on, brother?
What's up, buddy?
Good to see you, man. You and Brad. Right on, man.
I'm working on my. I'm working on my Andrew beard. I'm working on. And, you know, they're trying to get the look. You know.
Look, so. even I've been working on my Andrew beard. How do I do it?
You got a ways to go, brother.
You got a little way to go.
But, I only just started. That's right. Yeah. I'm going to see how far I can go for it.
I shaved yesterday, so this is. No, I'm kidding. But.
Amanda, you were born in 78. 78 is my favorite year.
Good year.
For all music. You've got the first Van Halen record. You've got the first Toto record. You've got, I mean, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but so many amazing first albums. Boston, I think, like so many amazing first records were 78. The Police.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is too cool.
There's those backing vocals again. There they are.
Yep.
Yep.
Nobody had lyrics like David Lee Roth.
Can you do that pose, Simon? Or no?
Yeah,
you fall over. He's gonna fall over. I don't want you to get hurt. Nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah, if you get hurt, if you get hurt, people are gonna get mad. I can't go to the gig tonight. I was doing a David Lee Roth pose. You know.
Yeah. Dan of New Jersey says 70s was the best music ever. Got to agree with that. As much as I love the 80s too, there was something more pure and raw about the 70s, you know? I guess because all these styles were brand new. All these sounds were brand new.
Yep.
No one heard guitars that sounded like this before the 70s, you know?
It was weird how things came. I was really into Ritchie Blackmore in 72, 73, you know, Deep Purple. And the change between Glover playing bass and to Glenn Hughes playing bass was major. The changeover between Gillan and Coverdale and vocals was major. That was the biggest shift for me.
Yeah.
And it's funny when I think about it because I was really into that era. But I was only 12, Simon, 13 years old, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
It's all because of my older brother. He walked up to me at a very early age and handed me 4 or 5 albums, and that was it, you know. I never forget when I first heard the Rolling Stones. I was into the Beatles until I heard the Stones. The guys who are purists in the Beatles, don't get mad at me, please. But when I heard the Stones, that was life-changing music for me. And I think it was Goathead Soup was the album that really, really affected me. It got me into rock. Got me into rock and roll really heavy. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Here it is.
Are we on Ain't Talking About Love yet, guys?
Yeah, just started.
Yeah, mine's starting right now.
Yeah, just started? All right.
Yep.
I want to stay in the ballpark with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys in the chat are on your own, though.
So we're on track 4.
Yes.
Yep. Ain't Talking About Love.
Yep.
Right on.
Love that riff.
So, Simon.
Yes.
Of all of the songs on Van Halen 1, which one do you consider to be the most difficult?
Ooh,
this is like a 3-part question, too. Which one do you consider to be the most difficult? Which solo do you like the most?
Yep.
And which is your favorite to play?
Okay. Most difficult song to play. Let me think about that for a minute.
Because for me at 60 years old, I'm the one is an aerobic exercise for an old man. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, look, obviously Eruption aside, I would say it would be I'm the One. There's 2 reasons. One, because you've got a lot of those like continuous kind of fast triplet riffs. But actually, the thing that's the hardest to do with I'm the One, and I'm sure any guitarist that plays this would agree, to get that Eddie swing.
Yeah.
You know, that that to really get to feel good like the way they do intuitively is the hardest part of that song, you know?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So I would say you're correct.
I haven't
on that
gotten
one.
it yet. I sort of half can get it. Every once in a while you get it right and you feel all proud of yourself. But anyway.
No. That's honestly,
know?
When we performed it at the Melbourne Guitar Show, it came out pretty good. But that was one of the best times that we played that. In rehearsals, that's usually the song that me and Jerry will want to go over a couple of times, even now, because it's to get that swing to feel like them is really tricky, actually.
Isn't it interesting how that song is so unique? It's and correct me if I'm wrong, because I actually wanted to ask you this question. When I practice it, I have a metronome that I set.
Yeah.
190 beats a minute. Does that sound about right?
I think so. Yeah, I'd have to double check, but I think that sounds right.
That's quite fast.
Oh, it's really deceptively fast. It's just that Ed and Alex have this swagger, and because they obviously have jazz in their DNA, it doesn't feel like it's that fast when you listen to it. But man, when you strap the guitar on and try and play along, it's fast. Yeah,
very fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe as fast a Van Halen song as there is. I don't know. I would like to know.
Well, there'd be Get Up. I think Get Up would be faster. That's pretty frantic. I can't remember what tempo Get Up is at, but it's pretty quick. But you're right, it'd be up there for sure. Yeah. You know, Ain't Talking About Love When I Was a Kid wasn't one of my favorite songs of this album, and not because it's a bad song or whatever. I think we all love it for what it is. It just, compared to all the other stuff that seemed a bit more thoughtful and complex, it seemed pretty straightforward. Now, obviously, when I got a bit older and I was reading interviews in magazines with Ed, it did turn out, of course, that they tried to essentially write a punk song. So that thing that made it not my favorite on the album when I was young was kind of validated by the way that they said, no, we were trying to write a punk song, you know. Here we go. Cool. I'm the one. There's that groove.
Cool.
So good. I mean, this is the stuff that sets Van Halen apart from any other rock band.
Yeah,
is the swing and the jazz in their playing that really very few other rock bands could touch. You know,
I just want to know who's following who in this song, man, because that's as tight as it gets, bro. That
you could totally be. I'm the one. You know, totally.
And then again, so you got David Lee Roth screaming out those lyrics, and then Beach Boys.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm the one. Yeah.
So the backing vocals are so sweet against David Lee Roth's rasp, you know? And it's just such the best combination, you know?
That's so awesome.
You know, I used to ride motocross a lot in the desert.
Right.
And I had one of those, remember the Sony Walkman, the cassette player?
Oh,
you remember the one you could strap it to your arm?
The yellow one that you could strap to your arm?
Exactly. That's the one, Brendan. And I'd throw earphones up inside my helmet, and I'd ride across the high desert and listen to this album.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, it's off the hook, man. It was off the hook.
Probably never went below 80, did you? Full throttle all the way.
I would fly, but it was so cool. No, this music, it was absolutely a defining moment for a lot of people my age.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of it all, you know.
Truthfully, if you take Van Halen and how they could kind of insert jazz and all these other elements into essentially just straight ahead 70s, 80s rock, there's, like we were just saying, there's no one that had that breadth of influences in their rock music. Now, the other extreme, of course, then you take someone like AC/DC, which is pretty much always the same kind of groove, just at different tempos.
Yeah.
And to me, but then they did that so well that, you know, so to me, between Van Halen playing like big band swing really loud and AC/DC doing the 4 to the floor, I reckon you've got the influence of most 80s rock bands completely covered.
Very true.
Just those two, you know?
Very true. The only element that I really sort of missed out of the 80s that didn't seem to carry the same from the 70s.
Yep.
The sound Deep Purple had with John Lord playing that Hammond B3 organ through a 100-watt Marshall sound
yeah.
and a Leslie speaker. That sound with the guitar with Ritchie Blackmore, those two together created such a badass sound. I don't even know any other way to describe it other than saying it's just badass. That sound sort of changed, and it didn't really carry into the 80s. 80s music, when hair metal hit, hard rock hit, it was more guitar driven, and that was more the thing. A few bands did it, but it seemed to me that bands more traditional rock and roll bands like Black Crowes, they use a Hammond B3 organ, you know.
Yeah, the ones that were more rooted in blues or even southern rock had the organ, you know. Which was cool. And I'm glad that those bands were doing that, because you're right. Apart from them, it kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jamie's crying.
Yep.
Right. One of my favorite things to listen to, and I saw you air drumming, Brendan, there before, is as well as the isolated vocals, you can, of course, on YouTube find all the isolated Alex parts.
Yes.
Man, you wouldn't think that it'd be so interesting to listen to just drums on their own, but boy, the groove of him just on his own, and you hear all these subtleties you don't hear in the mix in the same way that you hear all the Roth's breaths when you hear him on his own, but you hear all this stuff that Alex is doing that you don't hear as well.
It's amazing.
Little ghost notes, man.
You can hear the one with drums and bass.
Well, when I do the backing tracks to learn how to play guitar, these songs on guitar, that's where I really get into the Alex and
that's
Michael connection.
That it goes back to when as most of you know, I'm a huge Rush fan. Rush is my first love, and so I'm also a huge Neil Peart fan. So I'll just watch hours of him just playing solos, right? So I air drum all the time. So I mean, of course, Eddie's there, but I'm always listening to Alex as well. Just like you said, Simon. It's so different,
So different, and really, and we've talked about this on the show before too, but I feel almost a bit bad saying this because it's about our beloved Ed. But the truth for me is, whenever I've heard or seen Ed sit in with some other kind of band, whether it was a TV show like the Letterman Band, or whether it was one of those sort of gala performances where Ed's a special guest and it's a different rhythm section,
right? He
never sounds as Ed to me as when he's playing with his brother. To me, there's something about the synergy of the two of them, that it's like that old cartoon with the Wonder Twins and the superpowers when they join.
That's the X factor. That's the element right there.
It's symbiotic. It's a symbiotic.
Drums and bass, but in them, it's those two.
I agree.
They're normally constantly it would be on the page. Yeah.
No, you're right, Tony. Normally, we associate the drummer and the bass player with being the two that need to be symbiotic, but actually, in this case, it's definitely the guitar and the drums. Those two have a pocket together that lifts them to another level,
I mean, they started out both playing piano, right? And then I think, and then Alex was playing guitar and Ed was playing, everything. They're like, hey, didn't Alex pick up guitar first?
See you, Janice. I
can't remember. I think he did, but yeah.
Well,
so it's just,
but in the music though, it really shows how close they are and how they feed
absolutely.
off. I mean, me and you could play together half our lives and never come that close to being that tight.
Next song.
Yeah. Okay, so for everyone in the chat that might be out of sync with us, we're just on the fade out of Jamie's crying, and I'll let you all know when Atomic Punk starts. It's going to be any second. So if you're out of sync with us, cue up Atomic Punk and go.
Excellent. I'm thinking of you doing this right now, Simon.
Is there a little wah in there?
No, there's no wah. That's just the phase 90 and the palm of his hand just scooching across the strings.
Yep.
Excellent.
I mean, an absolute not only was he the kind of guitar player that he was and invented all these new techniques and could play stuff that no one had heard, but even just the innovation with sounds with basically, what, 2 pedals?
Yeah, he used very little extras.
You know what Ed is the musical version of? You know, you go to those restaurants where they call it nose to tail, where they use every single part of the animal in the dishes that they serve. Like they waste nothing. So they use the bones, they use the ears, they use that tail, right? Ed's the nose to tail of rock guitarists. He used everything he had to the maximum of its ability. So even that simple Phase 90 pedal, he didn't just use it and leave it on. He figured out if he swished his hand, he could make a different sound. And, you know.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
So that's how I think of Ed, the nose to tail of rock guitar.
This song is so epic. My God. Man.
The melting pot of music.
Not a bad song on this record.
No, there's not a bad song.
There really isn't. And for I'm sure most of us have heard the original Gene Simmons demos. Thank God it didn't go that way because it doesn't have this character.
Mm-mm.
It wouldn't have been the same.
No.
Nope.
I agree. It really would.
The entire road, the entire way the band evolved would have changed.
I think so too.
The best thing about Noel Monk, I'm going to say it, was that he let Van Halen be Van Halen. He let those boys evolve as they were. He controlled the craziness. But he let them be Van Halen because that's what the fans wanted. I wanted Dave to be Dave. I wanted Dave to be Dave, man. Back in the day, he was the most entertaining.
But even that, like that, that scream.
That's well said, Charles.
Yeah, well said. A lot of producers would be like, no, that's not a note. We can't just have a random scream. But that's Roth. And
that's a note for Dave.
Templeman let him be that too, you know?
This song right here, no one had ever heard anything like this ever. This was like outer space.
Yeah, it really was.
I'll be honest with you. I got just as big a kick with my back to the band watching the fans watch this album be done in live. It was unbelievable. Open mouths hanging open. The astonishment, the utter astonishment. You could see the envy in every guy's face out there like, man, I want to be him so bad. It was absolutely killer. Absolutely killer.
All right. Feel Your Love just started for me. Is that the same for you guys?
Mm-hmm. Me too. Okay.
Another great song.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
We're getting funny in the back of my car, man.
Yeah. They used to do this song a lot in the old days.
Yeah.
Not so much every tour.
Yeah.
But
hey,
they did a lot then.
Right. And we talk about the Michael Anthony, bringing that kind of almost Beach Boys style saccharine sweet thing to the BVs, which obviously this song has. But this song, the whole song actually could almost be their version of an old Beach Boys song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could totally make this a surf tune, Absolutely. And the harmonies are great. In that.
Nobody sang harmonies like that.
Nobody.
He's giving me good vibrations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the best party ever.
It was a party, and it was a party in your ears, even for a young kid like me first hearing it, who could only never could see them live, but just listen to the music. It felt like a party, You could feel the exuberance, and a lot of other bands I liked listening to as well back then, of course, right? But nothing had the exuberance of these guys. Nothing.
And it was not uncommon. KTLA Channel 5 was local Los Angeles. They did Anaheim, Pasadena. They did the greater LA area. You'd see them in the valley if something was going on. Van Halen parties, they would play to college students. Quite literally, college students. Cops, there'd be 300, 400, 500 people. Entire city blocks would just be shut down. And the police would show up. And you'd hear about it on the news the next day.
Yeah. No doubt.
That was a California thing, man. Now, they had a reputation.
Of course.
The fact that they were bad made them great. It made them great. It was but just
you know
time.
To your point, Charles, there are a lot of 80s and late 70s rock bands that were party bands, but none of them had the musicality of these guys. And then there were a lot of kind of very musical bands, but they didn't have the party. Somehow these four people had managed to completely combine those two things, which is, it's why we all love it.
With great timing too.
Yeah, great timing.
And all the members have said, look at the landscape of music at the time.
Yeah.
That's
one of my favorite guitar solos to play. Actually, is the "Feel Your Love" one.
I can't wait.
So fun.
He's got the little growl in there too.
Yeah.
I would imagine, Simon, that one of the biggest challenges to covering this music is just to simply, aside from getting all the instruments right, getting the vocals correct. That must be huge.
I'm very lucky that Dave Bowers, even though he wasn't obviously trying to be David Lee Roth, he was being himself, has a similar kind of husky tone. And
I love him. I absolutely love his whole vibe. He gets totally into it. He's a great talent, bro. He's great.
He is.
He actually has a similar alter ego for some cabaret shows he does called Eugene Hamilton. Is his kind of alter ego. And what made me think to ask him to be a part of it is because when he does that show, they do modern pop rock covers, but all in a cabaret style with a horn section, and he wears all that 70s David Lee Roth stuff. So
excellent.
So what people see in that YouTube video is actually him kind of being Eugene Hamilton. It's not him trying to be David Lee Roth, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But also Jason on the bass has such a great voice that we just got lucky that the three of us combined well enough that, of course, we sound nothing like Van Halen with Michael Anthony, but we could hit the notes good enough that, we sort of got through it.
Oh, you guys brought it. You absolutely brought the harmony, bro. You
did, dude. Come on, man.
You just brought it, dude.
Actually, one of the most fun parts for us to do and rehearse even is that breakdown in "I'm the One." The butt butter.
Yes.
We had so much fun with that. It was really fun.
I remember I was watching it and you snapping your finger in time to it, and I'm saying, geez, that's the least of his worries right now. Good.
Well, actually, I'll tell you something funny. If you watch that little bit, I'm snapping my finger where Alex had put the snare on the 2 and the 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Like,
yes.
And Jason's snapping his finger where the bass would go on the 1 and the 3. So you're getting this.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's all
no,
right.
it's fine. It's just funny to me,
Hey, that's live, babe. That's just live. That's YouTube.
That's live.
What you guys accomplished was. I've watched it several times, Simon. I watch it all the time.
Thank you, brother. We got lucky. We really did get lucky. We had a pretty good day, and we were, we all had several shots of whiskey before going on because it was 3:30 in the afternoon in an office building. You can tell by watching. There's no lights really, and we thought, man, we need to bring a vibe to this thing because it's going to be a bunch of people sitting in chairs, and so we had a bottle of whiskey up in the band room, and I might have actually had a bit too much because
Simon, that's nothing to be ashamed of because that is Van Halen, bro.
Well, it was
Van Halen.
It was very Van Halen, and there's a bit that I chopped out of the final edit where in between songs, Jerry's looking at me from the drum kit, and he's like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" Because I went to say something on the mic and I stumbled, and I said, "No, I'm good. But
excellent.
But we had fun. We definitely had fun.
That is so cool. My goodness.
A little shot of encouragement.
Yeah, man. Liquid courage.
It was. I might have had one too many shots of encouragement because it creeps up. Like at the start of the gig, I was fine. By the time we got to here in Ice Cream Man, I was like, oh man, okay. But the good thing was I not feeling a bit loose? Let's say. There's that moment where we start Ice Cream Man, and then I get Jerry to come out from behind the drums and play a little bit on the guitar. I probably wouldn't have done that, but that's one of my favorite parts of the video now.
Here it is now.
Ice Cream Man.
That is one of the best parts of the video. You're absolutely
what I mean?
Right. So you're telling me that was just impromptu? It just happened?
completely. Jerry was looking at me, and I said, "Come out," because Jerry plays good guitar. So you know,
that's awesome. That is awesome.
I love when Ed comes in on this one. Just, nah, you know.
Oh man, when they hit that downbeat and rock out, it's so ferocious, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Flavors and push-ups too.
Oh, flavors and push-ups.
It's the greatest album ever. I'm sorry. It is.
Yeah, you know,
a heck of a debut.
He gets a little Elvis in his voice there too. You know, a little Elvis growl. You know,
it's classic.
I think
isn't
I think he's channeling some of that in there.
100%. And I think it was Ed or someone else in the chat earlier was saying Louis Prima. 100% Louis Prima.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You can hear that.
Here we go.
You can hear that. Absolutely.
Woo!
Too cool.
I used to play this song in my first ever rock covers band when I was 13, and couldn't play the guitar solo for.
You were playing this at 13?
Yeah, but I could never play that opening lick of the guitar solo. I used to make something else up.
That's cool.
It's actually hard to play for me even now because I don't have long fingers. It's a big stretch.
It sounds like a big stretch, man.
Oh, it's a big stretch.
You do the song justice, bro. You do.
Thank you, brother.
Wow.
Yeah, Christopher Live Sour, this guitar solo definitely is underrated. It's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah. We ranked the solos about a year ago, and I think Ice Cream Man was number 1 on my list.
Nice.
It's actually this is one of my most fun solos to play too, because other than that opening lick, it's not crazy complicated, but it fits under the fingers very well, so it's fun to play.
This is one of the most fun Van Halen songs.
Yes.
As far as their upbeat and fun tempo, this is as good as it gets right here.
Makes me want ice cream. I want some ice cream.
Yeah.
Baby.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Guarantee. I'm at the end. There's the Elvis.
There's the Elvis. Yeah.
Boom, boom. Hey, Sandra.
Sandra. We miss you badly. And Brendan was running with scissors, and I got notes, and I took names.
I left the fridge door open, went outside without a coat, and ran with scissors.
He let the dog out and didn't tell him. Yeah.
We miss you, sweetheart.
He did. I didn't do it.
Here we go.
You know, when I was a kid, I didn't really like this song that much because I guess harmonically it's a lot darker sounding. You know, it didn't have that party kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. But I got to tell you, playing it live is absolutely one of my favorite songs to play.
Simon, you
were on the last track
on this solo.
Yep.
Okay, you absolutely bring it. This in 1980.
This is a fun one to play.
Forum, Los Angeles. During his solo of this song, he starts the solo. The guy standing next to me, his face melted off, dude. I'm not joking. Just like that. It was absolutely unbelievable.
It is a great riff. I got to say, like if I'm listening to this going to or from work, and I get to the parking lot. And like Ice Cream Man is ending or something. I'm staying in the car till the song's over, till the album's over. Then I'll go
You'll get a speeding ticket if you drive listening to this album.
Oh, dude, you totally do. You forget what you're doing and where you're going. You know,
it's interesting how On Fire appears last, but they were very fond of the song. It was the opener for many tours, many memorable tours. But how it, and also Ain't Talking About Love ended up as their encore, and they were very fond of it live also.
I don't know if you guys picked this up, but listening to it again, I almost hear a little bit of B-52's Rock Lobster in that riff.
That's interesting.
You know?
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, again, front to back, this is such an amazing album. It holds you for the whole thing. There's no times you got to go, I got to take a break or something, or I'll be back with the next track. Nope. None of that.
Hey, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret that you will not see on the Corner Hotel video, but I can tell you that happened in when we played the first album in the first set.
Okay.
So we started Atomic Punk. Now, if you think about it, it's the same tempo, the same key, and most of the same chords in a slightly different order. Anyway, one of us had a brain fart. I won't mention which one, but started playing On Fire during Atomic Punk, and none of us knew what to do. What should we stop? Should we try? So we're all looking at each other like, no, you go with me. And the other two are saying, no, you come with us. And we spent most of that song with two of us playing Atomic Punk and two of us doing On Fire at the same time.
Wow.
So
did you record that? Was it recorded?
We've got the audio, but we don't have any video footage of it, which is very fortunate. But if the audio turns out really funny, I'll upload it with some photos or something. It'll be awesome. the world's first remix of Atomic Punk and On Fire.
Oh my goodness. I'm so curious to hear what it sounds like. I really would.
There's a link down below that I've included in the description near the top of Simon playing Van Halen 1 from start to finish at the 2019 Melbourne Guitar Show.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen it, the link is right.
You need to check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony. That's very sweet. Yeah,
awesome.
We definitely had a lot of fun preparing for it, and we had a lot of fun on the day too. So, like I was saying before, it's just one of those happy accidents that I even ended up with multi-track audio and multicam video footage, because if they had not been attempting to live stream it, no one would have ever seen it. So, one of those happy accidents.
It was, man. That we found you because of that, man. That's.
Yeah, and more importantly, I found you guys because of that. Because truthfully, had you guys not found me, I wouldn't have found you back either. So I'm very grateful.
The world works in mysterious ways.
It really does.
Yeah. And all roads lead back to Van Halen, right, Charles?
But all roads lead to Van Halen.
And sometimes, the shoulder leads to Simon Hosford. The shoulder of the road.
Right.
Yeah, right. If you get your left wheel stuck in it and it throws you off, you'll end up with me. Yeah. No worries.
No. Not at
we
all.
are going to get deep, and I know we are. But let me say thanks to everyone for joining us for this listening party. We got to listen to Van Halen 1 with Simon tonight and all of you guys. So
it's been a pleasure.
We don't get to do this every show, but it's shame we can't play copyrighted stuff here on YouTube, and we all know that, but this is one way we can enjoy it together and get around that at the same time.
I have to tell you, Tony, it's a really great workaround, because the truth is everyone can still play the Van Halen 1 album on Spotify or iTunes or on vinyl, wherever they've got it, and listen along with us. So really, it ends up being the same for everybody anyway,
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. Although you could argue it's even better in some ways, because if people have got headphones on, they're not hearing the Van Halen album through the YouTube podcast. They're actually hearing it in whatever fidelity they have that album.
Right.
So it's I think it's great. I think it's a perfect workaround, and for anyone watching it on the replay, I guess they'll have to stick Van Halen 1 on while they listen to us chatting.
Yeah. Replay viewers too, but it's a way to enjoy the music that we love here on YouTube together. We will be doing this in the future. You can bet on it. And
so we've done how many now? Or you've done how many on the show? You did Diver Down. You did.
We did Fair Warning, Diver Down.
Yeah. Did you do 84 or not yet?
We did the Balance album.
Okay. Yeah, right. The Balance in this one. Yeah, I remember the
Van Halen 1. Yeah.
Got to do 84 coming up, man, because 1984 is probably it's a tie between Van Halen 1 and 1984 for my favorite Van Halen
Okay.
albums. I love 1984. It holds a special place for me.
I can't even argue with you, Brendan.
Yeah,
I can't argue with you. They got
I can
better
go back.
every year.
I can go back and forth where I like one better than the other, but
yeah.
I almost, as my means of listening to Van Halen 1 tonight, that link, if you click that link of Simon playing Van Halen 1, minus the intro at the start of the video, it's exactly 35 minutes long.
Really?
And I was so tempted to not pull up Van Halen 1, but pull up that instead.
That's very sweet. That would have been funny. That doesn't matter. I was gonna say something. No, I better not say that. But no, and I promise, if you're telling me that they kind of line up like minute by minute, I promise when I edited all the rubbish out of the original show, like, you know, when we're just talking to the audience and stuff, I was not trying to make it the same length at all, actually.
Yeah.
So, you edited that part out when you were looking at your watch and going, yeah.
Yeah, we had those.
It's interesting. You basically took that whole situation that was filmed and you created something out of it. Because what it actually was is not what we're seeing on YouTube. We're seeing a finished product of a show that you actually pieced and put together.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, awesome. What you are seeing is exactly how we played it live. All I did really was, you know, there's, as with any live show, there's some moments where the singer's talking to the audience or, you know, stuff like that. All I did was cut that stuff out because it was great fun for the day. But when you put it on YouTube, none of the people watching in another country care, you know, what is happening with the audience. I mean, unless it's a huge concert and then it becomes a part of it somehow. But I just made a decision to, you know, if people want to watch it like listening to the album, it would make more sense to take out that kind of stuff, you know.
Excellent.
So, and we did do House of Pain as the encore as well. But unfortunately, the audio for that was so bad that I couldn't save it. So, So you'll hear a bit of it though. If you're watching my thank you credits at the end of the YouTube video, you'll hear us playing House of Pain in the background.
Wow, you know, it's kind of weird that you managed to save the entire album, but the encore you lost it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, we actually had. I mean, I don't like to make a big deal out of it because it feels like you're trying to big note yourself or something, but we had a lot of sound problems on the day, apart from the botched recording to the live stream. The PA actually blew up when we first started sound checking, and then because there was some kind of weird power surge, and so they had to fix that, and that cut into all our sound check time. So the 30 minutes that we had, and of course, because it's a festival thing, there's 4 other artists on that day. And so, you know, you're given a very tight time slot to sound check and do your thing, 30 minutes maybe. And we got none of the 30 minutes. We got a line check once they fixed the PA. And then we just checked our instruments when we jumped up on the stage for the show. And that was it. So we had no sound check, which is why if you look at the video carefully in some songs, I mean, you can see me walking off stage and motioning to somebody. You can see the bass player motioning and they're like a crew person running onto the stage and fiddling with the fallback. So, I mean, we really had a lot of sound problems. And so but it is funny that the only one that meant that we couldn't put it up on YouTube was the encore, which wasn't part of the album and it didn't matter, you know.
That's great. It's a good thing it worked out like that. Is there ever a perfect show, Simon?
No.
There's never one, is there?
No, and for anyone that gigs regularly, you will know there is this thing. I don't know if it's folklore or whatever you want to call it, but there is a thing where the worse the sound check goes, the better the gig's going to be. And vice versa sometimes. Sometimes when the sound check is awesome and everyone's got the best sound on stage and the gig never gets there, you know, there's the energy. And that was one of those where we thought, this is going to be awful. We didn't even get to sound check our stuff. And it turned out okay. So we were very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah, you've never known.
You never know.
So we're going to get into trivia later, but Charles, so you have some stuff to show us,
You
but
know,
first you have some stuff to tell us about.
Yeah, well, about
Thanks,
8
Andy.
weeks ago, I was watching a replay. And Simon, you were in the chat on that night. I forget which one it was, which show it actually was, but you had made a comment. And I'm going to paraphrase the comment, but the comment was similar to this. Hey, if anybody happens to come across a bottle of Michael Anthony's, hot sauce, and if they could get me a bottle, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'd gladly pay for it. I got that almost 100% correct.
You did get that almost 100% correct.
Almost.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
I saw that live, and I can't place a what.
And I said, well, somebody must have already hooked him up, but hey, I'll give it a shot. So I shot him on Messenger. I said, hey, if nobody's jumped on this, I'm your boy, essentially. He said, I would appreciate it. I said, well, I'll get on it. Well, that was like 7 weeks ago. Maybe not quite that long. Maybe 6 weeks, something like that. But anyway, I went on Matt Anthony. We're talking about Michael Anthony's. For those in the chat who may not know, Michael Anthony has a signature hot sauce line. It's a whole line of hot sauces. It's called Matt Anthony's.
Yes. And also, Charles, maybe people should know that the reason this even came up and that I asked you in the first place is because I'm a massive fan and collect all sorts of chili sauces from around the world. I think it would go without saying one of the ones that I would want the most would be Michael Anthony's.
You have to have this. You have to have this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after weeks of investigating, there's just no way to get them imported into Australia, and no one in Australia sells them as a distributor. Yeah. And in fact, the reason that Michael Anthony's own website doesn't send to Australia isn't because that they wouldn't. It's because that they don't accept address and credit card details that are non-US.
Interesting.
So as much as I tried to cheat and finagle the whole process, it was not doable. And so anyway, that's why I ended up asking on your show. You were talking about
Charles is taking care of that.
Yeah, because Simon, here in Halenville, we do things big from time to time, but we're just in order, and they sent me this email back, and I sent you one about 3 weeks after we had talked.
Yeah,
and they're such great guys. I mean, these guys are wonderful.
Yeah.
But there was a delay on the order, and they couldn't send it to me. And the reason is they were waiting on a fresh batch of one of the items that I had ordered, and they gave me an option. They said you can we'll either ship you everything but that item, or you can wait. And I said, well, let's wait, And I think I gave you a little communication at that point.
You did. Thank you. Yes.
But about 1 week ago, I heard you were coming on the show, and quite literally, like the day before that, the package order that I did arrived. So, Simon, we're going to hook you up, my brother. We're going to send a care package from Halenville to you.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go with a bottle of Michael Anthony's signature hot sauce.
Yes.
All right.
Look at that.
And then we'll go with a bottle of his fiery mustard sauce.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right.
Yep. Can't wait.
And then there was a special bottle that I don't think you're going to actually want to open this. You're probably going to want to put it on a shelf. And this is actually what we were waiting for. The item that was missing from the order was his what's called extra hot barbecue sauce. This particular bottle is signed and numbered by Michael.
No way. Come on.
So,
really?
I figured you would really appreciate this, Simon. And
you got no idea. That is unbelievable.
But you're not going to want to open this. You're going to want to keep it.
Sure.
So we got you the bottle of the hot sauce that you can have anyway, so you don't have to open the one because you would be tempted just to even taste it. You don't want to crack the seal, I don't think.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But it's yours. You do what you want with it.
Look at that.
Oh no, I'm gonna that one's going in the recording studio. That one.
So so anyway, they have a really great website, and I recommend you guys. We're going to start doing this on the show as far as incorporating Michael's stuff in gifts. This is a shirt for you, Simon, in your size, my brher.
Oh, dude.
Look at
That is too much.
And if you get hot sauce on it, don't worry about it, bro. It's all good.
Yeah.
Comes
Right?
right off. Comes
But
right.
what they also do is they sent in the package. They sent, and this is actually taped onto the receipt. And I'm going to take this off the receipt, but this is a Michael Anthony Circle guitar pick.
Unbelievable.
And I'll send that along with it, my man.
So cool.
Guys.
Is that all right?
You guys are so sweet. You guys know me well enough to know I'm not often lost for words, but I'm a bit lost for words. Thank you so much. That is really awesome. I probably would have drunk the extra hot sauce and just kept the bottle with the signature, but now
you'd be tempted.
But if I've got a duplicate without the signature coming, I think what I'll do is the bottle with his signature is now going to find a little spot in the recording studio somewhere, and just sit there unopened, because it'll only get better with age, because it's mostly chili in there, right? Yep. So and I'm going to wear. I can't wait to slip that T-shirt on. That's going to be very, very cool.
That's awesome.
And the pick will find a nice home in the studio too. I can't thank you guys enough. That is really sweet.
Awesome swag bag, man.
You rock, Simon.
Yeah,
you absolutely rock.
Dude.
I'm so excited, and I'm really excited because I genuinely am a chili sauce lover. I'm really curious and really excited as to how Michael Anthony, who I've watched since I was 13, how his palate for chili sauces is going to be. And man, I can't wait. In fact,
and Jack Daniels.
This is what I should do. I should get all of Fair Warning together, Jerry, Jason, and Dave, and myself, and we should do not an unboxing exactly, but a tasting of the sauces and film it, and do that for you guys. And of course, I'll put it up on my socials and with your links and everything. And nice. I think that would be a really fun thing to do, and it would be the least I could do to say thank you to you guys. That
would be awesome, Simon.
Yeah,
very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I've had Matt Anthony before. It's good.
It's good, right?
Oh yes, I have it now too. It's a staple, and I'm gonna be sharing some bottles from time to time with the chat.
Great, that's a great idea. Yeah. Especially because, just like me, some of the chat might be over this side of the pond, and if that's ever the case, then of course, guys, you can send it to me and I'll forward it on, no problem. Or will I?
It'll be a handwritten bottle. No, this is legit. Why is it written like this?
So I've put in some sriracha and done a hand drawn the label, Matt Anthony.
This tastes like ketchup. What did he? Oh no, it's fine.
How come the label is like a Post-it with sellotape around it?
Right.
Yeah. Excellent.
Somehow Anthony's isn't spelled right. I don't know. No, it's funny.
Adam Roach, I know you're in the chat. You have to be part of the Mad Anthony tasting video. 100%.
There you go.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. Charles, I got to say, you're probably one of the most, if not the most generous people that I know.
Yeah.
You're awesome, dude. So awesome.
Thank you, Brendan. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
It's an absolute pleasure to even consider you a friend, Charles. So thank you so much, brother. And thank you to the whole show, Tony and Brendan. It's really gorgeous. Thank you very much.
This right here is how YouTube should be. This is the best of YouTube, guys. We've got some of the, and our chat and your guys' chat, on Andrew's show with Brad and you, a lot of the same people, not all the same, but a lot of the same. This community
and are awesome.
It's
absolutely.
It's the same type of vibe. Same vibe, man.
We're not without our problems and this and that, but
of course,
you can't beat this. You can't beat this.
Yeah. No,
you
can't.
Yeah, every human being's got their own personal problems.
I said it before. I'll say it again. Me and Tony, we can't wait for you to hit North Carolina, South Carolina. You just get within 150, 200 miles of me, Simon. We'll be there, bro.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that when we start to really flesh this out properly, you know, and it starts to where we're talking to promoters over on your side and stuff, is it's going to be very important to me. In fact, it's going to be critical that if we do it right, and we hit the places that need to be hit. And that will obviously be wherever you guys are, because I don't want to come all that way and not be playing anywhere near you guys. That'll really hurt, you know? So
yeah.
I promise we'll organize it in a way, and as it becomes closer to a reality, and it looks like we can get there full stop, then at that point, what I'm going to do is give a list of all the cities that are like must hits, right? So
anywhere in North Carolina.
Anywhere in North Carolina.
Any city.
Anywhere.
Okay. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, actually, since Ty Price isn't here, just to say for Ty Price, anywhere in South Carolina would be okay. We can hit Florence.
North or South Carolina. Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
I'm in New York, so a little bit upstate or the city, I'll be there. You know,
we'll definitely be doing New York. Don't worry. It's been ages since I've been to New York, and I love being in New York. So we'll definitely do that.
It's a quick train ride. Quick train ride for me.
I think what we should do at some point, once things start looking real, we should do a show where we even get everyone in the chat to say what cities they're in.
Oh, there you go.
So we can really hit as many people in the Van Halen community that know who I am as possible, because I would love to be able to give that back to people, you know.
And if they don't know who you are, one, there's something wrong, and then two, after that, they'll be like, "Why have I not heard of him before?" So yeah, it'll be great.
All you got to remember when you're making up your tour, just keep this in the back of your mind always. Raleigh and Charlotte. Raleigh and Charlotte. Raleigh, Charlotte.
I'm going to do like Tony Robbins style incantations with just those two words, Tony.
Raleigh, Charlotte.
Raleigh. When I go jogging in the morning, that's what I'm going to be incanting, you know?
There's a really nice venue in Poughkeepsie, New York, right near where I am. No. And actually in Bethel, New York, where they did where the original Woodstock is, it's a great amphitheater. So
there's great rock clubs
that
hold 2,000. Dude, in every the Ritz, the Fillmore, the Chance. Yeah.
Yep. Truthfully, we probably don't even need venues that big. You know, I mean, if we got even 500 or 600 in a like a smaller club, that would be fine. That would still work. You know.
That's good too. Yeah, you can mention what kind of crowd you're looking for, and that then people will be like.
Well, I just think realistically for what we are. I think like crowds between 500 and 1,000 would probably be about the most we could expect, you know, especially for an initial run. But we'd be ecstatic with that. Like the Corner Hotel show that we did, and when it's done, you'll see what the room looks like, and you'll see the video of the people. I mean, that only fits 700, but it looks great, you know. And at that sort of head count, that covers your costs. So, you know.
Yeah. What's the name of the place, Charles, in Charlotte? Amos's Southwest.
Amos's Southwest.
Amos's Southwest is a lot like what you've shown us about the Corner Hotel sign.
Yeah.
And that's in Charlotte.
Yeah. And also, of course, as you guys know, when you start going to kind of 2,000 capacity places, they tend to be theaters that are seated. And I think that's the wrong energy for what we're doing too. It would be better to do a smaller place that's a rock club where there might be some, you know, high stools and high tables for people to sit and drink at and stuff. But essentially, it's like a standing rock environment, you know.
That's us exactly at the Chance.
Is it? Right,
exactly.
Right.
So
perfect. So I feel like that would be like the most fun places to play in. Because as soon as you get bigger and you start doing theaters, now all of a sudden everyone's sitting on their butt, you know. So and then it changes the energy in the room. We'd still bring the same show, but the energy's different now, you know. So
that's true.
Anyway,
very true.
We will see what happens. So it's exciting to be talking about anyway, and with this colleague of mine in New Zealand who's very serious. He runs the Music of Cream show, which I think actually just went around the States.
Oh, wow.
And also he's involved with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience show as well. So
very cool.
Yeah, so his idea is to bring it to that level, probably out of the clubs where it's more like where there's video screens and maybe like in certain spots there's interviews with the actual members of Van Halen from back in the day, where it becomes more of a than just a jam, you know.
So Simon, it breaks my heart to hear how little Van Halen has toured in Australia.
Oh yeah, like hardly at all, you know. Like I think maybe twice, and that's it.
So you first got a taste of them in 1998.
Yeah, my first taste of Van Halen in the flesh, so to speak, was with Gary Cherone when they were doing that tour. And look, with all due respect to Gary, and believe me, I grew up with those Extreme records. I love Extreme, and I love Gary in Extreme, and I love Nuno. But there was a bit of a disconnect for me hearing Gary and seeing Gary actually as well as the frontman for Van Halen. It was just sort of a weird combining of both two worlds that I loved, but it's a bit
little
like
confusing.
Yeah, like I love milk and I love ketchup, but you can't put milk and ketchup together, you know.
Right.
It was felt a bit like that for me, and so look, I enjoyed the concert, but really what I would have loved, as you guys could guess, would be either to have seen him with Roth or to see him with Sammy at least, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was the only time I've seen Van Halen, but it doesn't matter because, like we were talking about before we started listening to the album today, all of us have internalized from growing up listening to those records. I used to just turn my lights off in my bedroom and put my headphones on and imagine what those songs would sound like live. So really my imagination did all the rest anyway. And what's interesting is when I, more in the last 15 years, came across the bootlegs and stuff of all the Roth era live concerts like the US Festival and different things, it was pretty much exactly what I imagined it would look like, which is absolute huge and chaos, you know? Yeah. So there you go. So really, honestly, it's a shame in some ways, but I don't really feel like I missed out because I definitely got all the music. And man, I went through about 3 different VHS tapes of Live Without a Net because I used to wear them out. So I absorbed all of that too. So really, it's totally fine. Of course, in an ideal world, I would have loved to see him live, but we know that sound.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
That means it's time, doesn't it?
It's time to type.
I'm going to say this. This is not an easy one.
Okay. I'm going to take a very quick bathroom break, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm going to grab something too. I'll be right back, you guys. I won't be 30 seconds. Well, a minute.
This is the last David Lee Roth pass.
Oh, man.
Somebody's getting. Let's crack it open. Nope.
No.
Somebody
gonna get it.
Somebody is.
Somebody gonna get it.
Somebody's gonna get it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
got anything in that backpack over there, T?
This.
Usually I hide something in that pocket.
How you like that backpack?
I like it.
I like that backpack.
Wish I had that in high school.
Yeah, I got all the passes from.
Yes, you do. Yep.
The new Walmart thing that has all the passes. I got all of them on a string.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So we're gonna go ahead. These guys already know what this question is, but this question does pertain to the 1998 Van Halen 3 tour album tour, something like that era. How about that?
I think someone might get it. It's tough, but someone might get it. They're pretty knowledgeable in the chat. You know?
Yeah. So if you are the winner, I'll mail you this, but there's an email address down below. It says Trivia Winners Email. Email me your name and address. I'll mail you this cool pass out tomorrow morning. Good luck.
Good luck, you guys.
All right. All right, trivia for August the 17th for David Lee Roth Pass. So starting next week, unless nobody gets this, starting next week, I got after show passes from Fair Warning.
Excellent. Excellent. Nice.
All right, here we go.
Nice.
We are going now. All right, here it is. While out on the 1998 Van Halen 3 tour, Van Halen Day is declared in honor of the band's 22nd performance here. Name both the venue and the city.
Yeah, you need both. You need both to win. Don't all type at once.
I was wrong.
Both the venue and the city.
I don't know the answer to this either.
Holy cow.
Where is it at?
Mr. Campbell. That's quick.
I don't see it. I'm slow. There it is.
Randy Price right behind him.
Mr. Keith Campbell.
Why am I not surprised?
I know.
Randy's right behind him. Damn.
I knows everything.
So, Keith, you win one of these. I'm just kidding. You made that. So,
You're on, Keith. My goodness, man.
So there it is.
Oh, it's funny. On Facebook, Simon, it was just a couple of days ago, Keith posted a photograph. He had some ribs, I think it was, that he had slathered some of Mad Anthony sauce, barbecue sauce on. He posted it on Facebook. I laughed really hard when I saw it. Right there with you, Keith. Right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome.
Right
Super
on.
awesome.
Congratulations, Keith Campbell. Dude,
Nice.
you guys got it. I didn't make it hard enough.
My goodness.
Right. Well, that is okay.
yeah, man. Nice.
Yeah,
Look at that.
always okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Hey, can I show Taylor's nails again, Tony?
yeah, dude.
Can I? Guys,
I'll show mine first.
now those are pretty awesome, Tony.
Well, we know you're a hand model, Tony, when you show your pics, so we know.
So I'm definitely gonna be giving a set of these away as a gift on the
Fingernails?
show. My daughter Taylor has a company. It's called Solstice Grove.
Oh, nice.
She has a website. You can Google that. And these are these are for the ladies now. Well,
I saw those Charles on the last show. They look awesome.
she can do any band, but she's got a Van Halen one. You think of these in the color of the Bumblebee or of the Rasta or the tape guitar. You could whatever your thing is. But
That's cool.
I'm really proud of her. She's got these, and these are for the ladies. And in the future, we're going to do a trivia. As long as Tony's okay with it, we'll do a trivia question or something along those lines. And the ladies' prize, she'll get to go on the website and pick them out. They're nail specific because each finger has to be measured, the width of each nail. Each lady's set is specific to the lady who has it.
So with that said, trivia will be lady specific.
Ah.
Or if you have a girlfriend or a wife and you want, for instance, if Shreddy wanted to get a set for his wife,
True.
his wife could just go on and do it, and then we do it for Shreddy. So if you've got a girlfriend and you want to play trivia and get these, just no problem, guys. We're going to be in the future. We're going to be putting these out there. So just like that,
That's right.
Beautiful.
So
all things Van Halen, guys. All things Van Halen.
That's right. So I don't have to read my analytics, and they all say that all my viewers are males that are my age.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny.
One day,
One day, bro. One day.
dude. One day.
There you go,
Hey,
Charles.
we got Wasp
We've
is
already
touring. Wasp is touring, you guys. Me and Tony got tickets. We're gonna go see them here in Charlotte at the Fillmore. I've been seeing a couple of the the concert footages on YouTube now. Blackie's hanging in there really good, and the shows are going off really well. The band's tight. I can't wait. But Tony, that's like 80 days away still, so we need to see something between now and then.
I know. Yeah, maybe Iron Maiden, Charles.
I would love to see Maiden.
Yeah,
I would love to see Maiden.
Yeah.
Number of the Beast was the first vinyl record I ever owned at 12 years old.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was so cool.
I had Killers on cassette. One of my buddies in middle school gave it to me, and that was my first foray into Iron Maiden.
I had Killers on cassette too. Yeah.
Awesome. That's old Maiden, man. That's old Maiden.
Yep.
Yeah, the old Maiden stuff with Paul Di'Anno was so much more punk, wasn't it? But I still like it. It's still cool, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It was real punk. You know, it's interesting. I was on Ben Coombs' channel last week. Hey, Ben Coombs, Amanda, shout out to you guys. It was interesting watching guitar players develop their right hand and learning to do the legato picking, the chugging. In songs like Exciter off a Stained Class from Judas Priest. That was the speed, and that was what morphed into metal. Bands like Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
What a trip.
Absolutely.
Let me give a couple of shout outs before we
get
late tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
So thanks.
We're going to see Maiden, Tony. We're going to go see Maiden.
Thanks.
You know what? I want to be in the States before Maiden do their next tour, and I want to come with you guys to see Maiden. That would be cool.
Dude, Simon, that would be awesome. Way too cool, bro.
We got Maiden coming here.
So cool.
And is that next month?
Yeah.
Or is
beautiful.
That okay? Yeah.
The exact date I'm not sure. I don't want to say because I'll be wrong.
That's
enjoy, guys. Enjoy it for me. I know it'll be a killer concert.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You can also catch Simon with Andrew and Brad on the 5150 show. Their links are always down below. Great Van Halen shows that they do, among other shows. A lot of rock shows. Broad, awesome. The links are down below. Simon's links are down below. The show from 2019, Melbourne Guitar Show, is just down below. Check it out if you haven't.
Thank you, Tony.
Absolutely brilliant. You play it note for note, and just the whole band and the whole vibe. And it's where we found you, dude.
Thank you so much, brother. That means a lot. And like we were saying earlier in the show, through you guys finding me, I got to find you, and I'm so grateful that that's happened because it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Simon, you are a class act, an absolute class act. It is a pleasure knowing you. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, Charles, I can promise you the feeling is 100% mutual. Really is. Really is. Very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're going to run through these in no particular order. If you guys want a guitar built,
hey, Simon, Neil's got a guitar for me. He's going to have it for me within like the next 10 days. We're going to do an unboxing.
Dude.
Couple of special things that you actually are privy to, Simon. You know something. Don't say anything.
All right.
I'm not going to say anything.
Hang on a second.
You know that, Charles.
Hang on. Let me give him his due here. So Neil, let's do proper. Neil, his links are down below. If you have trouble getting in touch with Neil right now, you can get in touch with me. You can leave a message at the Halenville Live Facebook fan page there. But if you have a guitar build idea, you can get up with Neil. Neil put you in touch with him.
Yeah, 100% the man. And I'm sure most people in the chat will know that Neil has built me a beautiful era-specific 5150 guitar, which you will see, of course, when I do the Corner Hotel video. It'll be featured on that as well. But Neil is the man, and he doesn't just build what he wants and then you buy it from him. He will do whatever custom touches you want. So, and that's pretty rare in this scene. So yeah, Neil is the man.
Neil is awesome. Neil couldn't be here tonight, but he sends his love, Simon, and to all of us. Now, if you guitar pick guys want guitar picks made with your stuff on them, we know a guy, Greg Legend Picks. He does great work. He made these.
Nice.
His links are down below. Nice guy, great stuff, great ideas. You can get front and back, different colors. It's a fun buying experience. Huddling up with Greg, Legend Picks.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, Tony, let me ask you this. You may not know the answer, but do you know if he does his picks from his own stable of like cuts them and everything, or do you tell him what kind of picks you want and he puts the artwork on?
He makes them.
Yeah, he does everything.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
You choose everything. You choose the material, the shape, the gauge, the color,
I might have to contact him because the type of picks that I've been using for a few years now for the rock stuff is the Dunlop Ultex Sharp ones. I like the feel and I like the shape. It really, really works for like all the rock playing I do. So maybe I should contact him and see if he can duplicate that exactly for me. Then I'll get a bunch of custom picks from him for sure.
Yeah, he can mimic that. He could mimic jazz it. Yeah, picks. Cool. He can do any shape that you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful. He's a great guy too. Yeah. Let's see who. Hey, so if you guys like the cigar style, check these buttes out.
Love it.
Which we do.
Yes, sir. Brendan Big Square. Get you a cigar box stripe guitar, man.
And stay tuned to my YouTube channel too, because we were talking in the green room before that I'm going to be doing a whole thing with Brendan's cigar box guitar. So actually, it's the shovel. It's not even the cigar box.
Yeah, the shark shovel.
He's that's right. Sent me a 5150 striped shovel with some strings on it, which plays beautifully. And I'm going to upload me playing the whole Dirty Movie slide part on Brendan's guitar. So keep an eye out for that.
Excellent.
I can't wait for that, man.
Awesome.
Oh, man. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I've just been on the road and everything. All my video stuff's been really held up.
Never have to apologize, buddy.
I know. But it's coming. I promise. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. I made a couple of shovels. They're fun to make and fun to play.
Do.
Man, I got it.
There's one behind you back there. Let me. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, that was actually the first one I made that was striped. Let me get it. Let me kill myself. Hang on here. Okay. So I made this one first. I found this shovel at my mother-in-law's garage. I was like, can I have that?
Awesome.
So I was like,
Too cool.
I can't even tell everyone in the chat how awesome that thing is, and it plays perfectly. The intonation is great. It stays in tune, and it sounds great as well.
It's like crazy, right?
Yeah, crazy. When I run that through the plexi, you wouldn't think that. You think it wouldn't work properly, but oh man, wait till you hear the sound and wait till you hear me playing dirty movies.
Talking about running a shovel through a plexi.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yep. I'm going to do in the video, I'll show a full signal chain of what I'm running it through, and it's going to be Ed's exact rig, but with a shovel, Brendan's shovel in the front of it.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's
super
awesome.
Fun. Super
fun.
I
mean, I run mine through a little SF300 Super Fuzz. I freaking love the sound. Freaking amazing.
I've heard on the videos where you've played it through that. It sounds great. Yeah.
So also, and I've got this loaded in here, this Saturday, which today is the 17th, this Saturday, August the 20th, on Show Me Your Picks Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel, we are going to be talking about the Police.
Excellent.
Nice. Speaking of another band that had their debut record in 1978, the Police.
There you go.
Wow,
Yep.
freaking great, man.
Yeah, and that is Saturday.
Love
the
them too.
Police, Roxanne. You
Awesome.
don't have to put on the
Let me just check my phone here. I've got a funny feeling that I have a note. Okay. Let's see. 1978 as a year for incredible debut records. Ready? So
Yes.
Van Halen, we all know. Toto, The Police, Shaka Khan, Prince, Prince's first record, Dire Straits' first record, Foreigner's first record. I think it was maybe 6 months before, not 78, but
Okay.
you know,
Still.
Iron Maiden's first recording, 78.
Yeah.
It goes on and on. I won't bore everyone, but there was an incredible year for
What a
brand
year.
new bands releasing records in 1978, and the Police were one of them.
Yeah,
Outstanding.
that
that's
is
amazing.
That's
Saturday. We'll be talking about the Police.
Nice.
Awesome.
Showing a lot of guitar picks, drumsticks. Yeah,
Cool.
experiences. I've seen the Police back in the day.
Oh, dude, jealous. Again,
I never got a
that
chance
would have
to
been
see one.
awesome.
Yeah, most
I saw the
definitely.
Police with the Go-Go's opening up on the
Oh, wow,
Ghost
man.
and the Machine tour.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That was like 82.
Yeah.
Go-Go's
Like
is a
that,
nice.
yeah.
Go-Go's is a great happy band too. It was.
They had
makes you
just
smile.
come out. They
Yeah.
had just come out. Yeah, I'll show you some steals I took of the Go-Go's that night.
Oh, cool.
I don't know why I didn't have any of the Police, but I didn't. But I'll show you some Go-Go's.
Gee, I don't know.
I mean,
I wonder why
I
that
can't-
might be.
Can't figure
I
that
blew
out.
the whole. I'm gonna shut up. All right. So and yeah, next week, right here. I hadn't shown you guys this, Charles, but next week on the show, we got a good one. So we talked about this last week with Neil, me and Charles and Neil, about doing this show, and we got busy. And next week, we're going to be talking paint
Yes, we are.
Nice.
With Johnny B.
Johnny B guitars.
What a legend that guy is. Talk about attention to detail. It fries my brain.
And we're also going to meet Neil's new guitar tech.
Oh, nice.
How cool.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So Johnny B guitars next week, talking paint
Nice.
right here. Yeah. And we are going to go
Deep.
deep.
We have a few thoughts. Can't
Yeah.
wait. Cannot wait.
So when do you guys never go deep, Tony?
Well, that's interesting because over on your channel, Simon, that's all you guys do, man. You guys are the most in-depth. You dive so deep. You got to get into it. It's
Yeah,
priceless.
you're right.
Man. It is
Andrew
absolutely
is the-
priceless.
Andrew is the king of deep diving, that's for sure, especially with his ranking of the tracks show, you know.
Yeah.
You guys
Absolutely.
need a scuba tank to go
Awesome.
so deep.
Scuba
Yeah.
tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
was fun.
All right. We're going to wind things down. Thanks, everyone, for watching tonight. This
Hey,
has been so fun.
this was
Thanks,
fun.
Let
Simon.
me show this one more time.
Look at that.
Yeah,
There it is.
Thank you so very much. You rock. Andy, my gosh.
That's cool.
I'm
Yes.
speechless, brother. Thank you, man. We're going to rock these
dude.
shirts, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Coolness. Thanks.
All right. Okay, Brendan B. Squared, Charles Green, Simon Hosford. Dude, it's always a pleasure to see you and hang out, dude. Stop in more often.
Van Halen 1 with Simon Hosford. That was so cool.
Man.
My goodness.
How cool is
Simon.
that?
Thank you.
It was incredibly fun. Thank you for inviting me on. It was a real pleasure, as always, to catch up with you face to face, and of course everyone in the chat as well. And thank you ever so much, especially for my Mad Anthony sauces, which I cannot wait to taste what Michael Anthony's palate is like. It's just going to just be one step closer to a part of his personality, you know?
Excellent.
So I'm so grateful. Obviously, I'll let you guys know the moment that it arrives, and maybe I can jump on for a bit and we'll show them off, and then I'll do a video of a tasting with fair warning, and I think that'll be fun.
That's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Simon, thanks, brother.
Thank you, Simon.
Thanks, everybody. Really
Always a pleasure.
Thank you so very much.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
Any last words there, Charles Green?
Hey, guys, this is Halenville. Just don't forget, it doesn't matter around here if you go north, south, east, or west. Every single road leads straight to Van Halen, you guys. Be well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Do something for somebody for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
And rock on.
Well said.
Nice.
Peace out.
Peace.